Hello, hello, hello. Oh my, I didn't realize there's already somebody waiting. Sorry about that. Welcome to the live stream today. Um, as you can see, this is part two of what we were talking about earlier. Um, if any of you does not know, Sarah and Simon Kabu are a very big tours and travel company called Bonfire Adventures in Kenya, and they are going through a very messy divorce. And we can draw a lot of lessons from them. I like to draw lessons from stories or things that I come across, and that is why, and that's the purpose of my live stream today. So I'll just be playing a few clips of what is going on. Welcome, Belize. Welcome to the live stream. Be sure to comment and chime in at any time. Um, a little backstory of Sarah and Simon Kabu. They met and got married. Is it like, I think 10, 15 years ago? They have two children. They are running their business together. And from the live that I did last time, from the interview that she did, it's become apparent that it was more of a financial, it was more of like growing the business versus them like really, really, learning to love each other more and staying together. Part of also what has become apparent is that since their business is already like a fun thing, fun in quotes, because fun is what most people do. Traveling is the fun part of what relationships do or people do. So for Sarah and Simon, that was for them a business. So they would be going on tours, and instead of them having fun together, they are more like doing business. And I think she even said last time that they would find themselves in these beautiful places and people are kissing, but they're just all busy on their phones. So and yeah, so from last live, if I can just reiterate, the lessons for me, what I got was, if you're doing business together, you guys have to really have a time where you are stopping business and defining exactly where you're going to be having fun and what places or what times you're going to be talking about business, not unless if it's like an emergency. Otherwise, it's not to like always, just be talking business. So I think to me, that was an important lesson I got from them, that as business people, you guys have to really um, try and also grow your relationship, not just, you have to grow the relationship too. Um, so the first thing we'll jump into is, she was asked a question. Uh, did she fail as a woman? Does she think that she failed as a woman in making sure her relationship is the best that it could be? So let me add that part here so we can just see what she says. And it's very interesting how she answers the question about if she failed in the relationship as a woman. So, like I said, this is Dr. Foneke, and it was Lessons at 30 with Sarah Kabu. And she really revealed a lot from this interview.
Sorry. Are there places that you feel you might have failed as a wife or as a woman? Ile unajua ile pia unajiita na mkutano
Yes,
unasema
yes, I did.
pia hapa mimi nilimess. What are those places or things that you felt here? I take responsibility. I failed.
First, I think I loved too much. So and they say love is blind. So when you love too much, you also blind too much. Unaona?
Hmm. And if I just stop right there, how do you love too much? It only, like if she's saying that right now, to me, I feel like maybe she loved she loved him more than he loved her, because how is too much love? Like, is there a way it can be too much love? Not unless it's if it's not reciprocated. Not unless it's if if he if he was um paying attention to more people, to more women out there than Sarah herself. So could that be what it is? I don't know. Just me wondering.
Ona vitu zina happen, but you give a blind eye.
Mm.
I think number
And you see, she even says it in English, like you see things happening and you give a blind eye. Meaning, she saw so many situations where this man was not loving her the way she deserved to be loved, but she gave a blind eye to it. She failed to express how she feels, or what should be done to her. And oh my goodness. So this is the thing. With most, I've seen that is a big problem within our African culture. With me, right now I'm in the US, and with now experiencing, the American culture, I can say that the one problem we have as African people is we don't know how to express our feelings. Americans are more in tune with putting their feelings into words, not assuming somebody already knows how they feel, but they are very good at stating exactly how they feel. They're like, you know what? Here, you know, I feel that somebody has not done ABC. And it is it is honestly very heartbreaking to really see couples doing that, because like communication in relationship is always like the big thing that most people fail to excel in. And clearly now in hindsight, she looks back and she sees that this man did not love her the way, or not even in hindsight, she even knows that. She knows that this man, she knows that this man did not love her the way that he should have. Now, the question I ask myself is, did she ever express that she is not being loved the way she deserves? Did she ever say that, hey, I feel like you need to change ABCD? And was she even saying it early enough? And I'm not to say that I'm not agreeing with what she's saying. No, I'm saying that most um, couples, that is one of the biggest problem that we have, that we um, we do not know how to express ourselves, so that clearly somebody knows that, you know what, uh, I could be doing something different. um, I need, express yourself to where somebody can really know how you're feeling and what you're feeling. Because it's really sad that you look at this beautiful couple. And for me, the reason even why I'm really drawn into their story is because I kept looking at them and I looked up to them, you know, not really looked up, but I enjoyed seeing them growing as a couple in business and trying to see that, you know, because I love business, and it's sad to see that this couple were flourishing in their business, but their relationship was suffering. So yeah. So to me, it's just that's one of the things that she said that, and I just said, wow, yeah, I could see how, because they most likely did not communicate how they felt. So let's continue.
Two mistake I did is I trusted too much.
Okay.
Maybe based on my family background,
Mm.
where just honest, trustworthy people. So you believe that the person you're with is also the same trustworthy.
Mm.
So I feel it's important for people, as much as you trust your spouse, when it comes to things like properties, it is good. Like, unajua what, like for my case used to happen, oh, tununue another Mercedes. Sawa, umeiona wapi? Maybe hata ni mimi nitatafuta nimwambie.
Okay. So here she's explaining how, remember, it's still the question of things that she failed as a woman. And she says she trusted too much. She trusted too much. Oh my gosh. Do you know, there's no way you're going to like you have to trust your partner. There's no way you cannot trust your partner. So, why did she say that? Because this is now where like it's just mind blowing. This is where it's mind blowing. This woman did not know what properties. She did not follow up. Like she would say, like now what she's spoken in Swahili is, she said, oh, I would see a Mercedes and I'm like, oh, we can buy that. And the husband would go and buy, but she would not even look at the title or follow up and find out, okay, so did you buy it? Okay. Did you have my name on it? Am I a co-owner of this property? She did not do that. Guys, she did not do that. She, when she's saying she trusted too much, is trusting where she never followed up. Oh, you know what? We've bought land. Where is the land title? She did not do that. Like, do you know, to me, that is just one of the things that I looked at and I'm like, okay, yes, Sarah, you trusted too much. Ain't no way you can be married and you trust your husband to not like, and it's not to say that all men will do that, but it's also in protecting yourself. How are you in this partnership, in this union, and you do not follow up to see if my name Gladys is on my husband's title? That if we are buying something together, we are both owning it. It's the same way, like if I was going to buy it, then he would also keep me accountable. So yeah, Sarah, in that, she failed. She did. She really did.
Kuna hii nimeona screenshot nini,
Mm.
maybe nipigie mtu ebuleta aone, agree ni mzuri, sawa, tuna wakili andika agreement nini, but from there sita follow up. Okay, tulinunua gari, me I'm enjoying riding the car, but did we get a logbook? Like I never used to follow up. So maybe tunaenda tuna drive, tunaona land somewhere, then I'm like, hey, this land is good, we should have it. So wapi lawyer agreement nini nini hivi, but sasa unajua title takes long kutoka, so hautafuatilia hiyo title ilitoka, na kama ilitoka kwa jina gani. So at some point this is the time now when I'm trying to follow up on the properties, nagundua 80 to 90% of the properties are under his name, and most of them have already been transferred to the daughter.
Guys, did you hear that? Did you hear that? She said now is when she realizes that the properties 80 to 90% of the properties belong to the husband. And now they're being transferred to the daughter because this guy had other kids before they got married. So now, dude is transferring, Simon is transferring the properties to the daughter. And I feel like let me replay that again. Hi V, welcome. Let me replay that again because this is like to me where it was just like wow.
What, like for my case, used to happen, oh, tununue another Mercedes. Sawa, umeiona wapi? Maybe hata ni mimi nitatafuta nimwambie kuna hii nimeona screenshot nini. Maybe nipigie mtu ebuleta aone agree ni mzuri. Sawa, tuna wakili andika agreement nini, but from there sita follow up. Okay, tulinunua gari, me I'm enjoying riding the car, but did we get a logbook? Like I never used to follow up. So maybe tunaenda tuna drive tunaona land somewhere, then I'm like hey, this land is good, we should have it. So wapi lawyer agreement nini nini hivi, but sasa unajua title takes long kutoka, so hautafuatilia hiyo title ilitoka, na kama ilitoka kwa jina gani. So at some point this is the time now when I'm trying to follow up on the properties, nagundua 80 to 90% of the properties are under his name, and most of them have already been transferred to the daughter.
Yep. Guys, did you hear that? 80 to 90% of this woman's property have been transferred to the daughter. Like, honestly, in the 21st century, in relationships right now, this is all I'm just asking and wondering. Hello guys, welcome. I'm just, the story of Sarah and Simon Kabu has a lot of lessons for relationships and for all of us. There is no way you're going to trust your partner so much that you just don't even look at the title. You don't look at all the records of all the things that they're saying they've done. Because I feel like as couples, it's part of accountability. If your husband tells you that they're going to buy property, then you need to come back and be like, hey, you know, how did the land deal go? Did you close on the land? Did we buy the land? And then you look at the title. Okay, you see your name and his name, and it's y'all's property. Because if this woman trusted so much that she never ever went back to even look, imagine. Fadumo, Nairobi teacher, Vimwelu, welcome guys. Isn't this a crazy story? And for me, I think what's really bothering me is how they're even like now publicly exposing each other. But even apart from that, I choose to look at the lessons we can get from their story. Because if they're putting these stories out here publicly, we consume the information, but what are the lessons that we are getting out of their story? And these people are how old are they? I think they should be in their either late 30s or mid 40s. It's not that they're not, they're smart people. They have grown a big business in Kenya, the travel, tours and travel business. So what do you think, guys? What are the things you are learning from this story?
Ni life. So I think I would want
Lessons of 30.
the good ways to learn some of these lessons.
Mm.
Gari zile ziko kwa parking yako ushaiona hata logbook, most of them know. Kama ni properties zile unajua ni zenyu ushaiona. Na the problem is with our systems, there is no way you can go ati to land's office na upewe a statement, these are the pieces of land that are
That you
owned.
own, yeah.
Yes.
Oof.
No, I think there are no. That is such an excuse I feel like Sarah is making. This is such an excuse Sarah is making. Like, if it's your partner and they have bought land, your husband has bought land, you need to like it's and because these people were doing it's not that for them it's important to also clarify that the business they were doing was joint business. So when they are buying property, all the money is their money. It's not like Sarah is working in this job and Simon is working in this job. No, it is that they were doing a joint business. So if you're doing a joint business, how I listened to Sarah and my mind was going crazy. I think I had to pause the story a couple of times and just like scream and be like, Sarah, what are you saying? Don't make excuses about you cannot go to the land title company. But you can even ask your husband, hey, where is the title? And I think that's a problem with most women in marriage. And this is now why I'm even choosing to talk about this story. Have you seen the properties that you own as a family? Have you even seen them with your own eyes? Have you gone to those land places and this is the land? And do you even see your name on that title? Yes, Vimuelo. It's a very I like what V is saying. V says it's a very shocking show, and the lady lost her property just like that. Imagine, to the daughter. And it's not even her daughter like that she bore. This is a daughter who was born before they got married with Simon. It's not even her child, it's with a different woman. And that's now what this guy is doing. He's transferring his property to the daughter because he knows the courts might follow up and get the land if or the properties if it's under him. Now, the problem is right now in Kenya, I don't even know if she's going to be able to even fight this in court. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It will be interesting to see.
Are you bitter?
I would say yes and no.
I would be mad.
Of course, I'm human. You have to feel bad because
Yes.
this is your sweat.
Yes.
But at the same time, I feel that I don't know why I feel like this. I feel like we had only reached 30% of where I envisioned us to be.
Seriously. Are you bitter? And she says, no, yes and no. For me, I would say I'm furious. Even if it would just be an acre that my husband has not put my name there and swindled me of it. This lady is talking about a lot of property. Because remember, on the tour and travel company that they had, what I have been following them for so long, and they own a lot of holiday homes. I think they have one in Olpajeta, in Naivasha, and they have a couple of them actually. They have one, I think, is it Diani or Malindi? They have a couple of holiday homes, and I don't know how much they have put into, all these places that they take people. We don't know how much they have put into the investment. Maybe even buying. I think I even saw there were apartments that they were, that they had bought. Is it apartments or like, yeah, those apartments, like those hotels that have like apartment like, you know. So these people own a lot of property. We are talking about a lot of property, guys. A lot of property. That is even what for me, when she says yes and no, but we could have reached somewhere. I'm like, come on, Sarah. You should be furious. When they ask you that, you should be saying, yes, I am upset. I am mad. This man has swindled me of my money. And you see how she's the type of lady who seems to be very um calm and cool. Hey, 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 hey. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. And then now she continues to explain how, um I'm not there. I'm looking at somebody. I think she mentioned somebody like Richard Branson. Or, Richard Branson is where I'm hoping to have gotten. So we are not where we could have been. Sarah, you should be furious. This is your money. I think we'll just jump ahead to, there's a place where she was asked about polygamy. Hmm. This lady, oh God, I don't know. Like, I feel like honestly, she is, for lack of a better way of putting it, I feel like she is low key delusional. She's a low key delusional.
Yes, a co-wife.
Uh, what I would say is
Mm.
that at the beginning, when like to say me before I emotionally checked out,
Detached.
at that time, of course, no, I would not have accepted
Mm.
a second wife. But now, when you emotionally check out and like nasikianga lazima mwage oil.
Mm.
Okay, remember, one thing I want to point out, and the reason I brought this part of the video here is because this lady, she's a public figure. I mean, they do their business publicly. So she kept coming out and calling herself a virtuous woman. And then at one point, she started telling people how, oh, it's okay for your husband to, like you can forgive any infidelity. Pretty much that's what she said. You can forgive any infidelity. Now in hindsight, she comes and now says, you know what? Um, I think I could have accepted because you detach from this person when now you're not like, when you're going through those phases of not being together, and you just want him gone, and if he goes out there and does whatever, I could have been okay with it. That's what she says. She says she could have been okay with it. And I'm just like, Sarah, are you serious? I think for me, the fact that she always portrayed herself to be this woman who is of class and advising other young women. I remember seeing her even inviting like couples who are going to get married and sitting them down and advising them about what to do in marriage. I think I even saw like the they were very close and are still close to their Jesus family, and they would invite them over, and you know, I, all I'm just wondering is, how is this lady even able to have been giving people advice while her house was on fire, and then even now opening that virtuous woman club or virtuous woman whatever, yet things were just not right. And like I said on the previous video, I did a video a day ago talking about couples who are on social media and pretending. For me, it's just that pretense. The pretending to be something that people are not. Why is it that people are so big on on camera? You're portraying this perfect family, and then behind closed doors, you guys are crying and beating each other. Like, who are you impressing? Who are you impressing, honestly? I'd rather people who are honest and open in themselves on camera and out of camera than people who pretend, because at the end of the day, it's your own happiness. The pretense, you're going to do it for just a short period of time. Then after that, it would just be, the reality of it when behind closed doors, you guys are crying.
lazima gari imwage oil. So sometimes you are like, hata akafind mtu wa kumsaidia na uko sawa. So when the only person who accepts a second wife is someone who has emotionally checked out.
Really?
Yes.
And I don't agree with her there either. I don't agree with her there either. I don't agree with her there either. That somebody accepting a second wife is because you've emotionally checked out. Do you guys agree? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think it's the emotionally checking out that would make a woman agree to allowing her man to get a second wife. I don't agree. No, no, Sarah.
You actually wish apate mtu because huyo mtu hata akikuguza you feel yuck.
But you still want him as your husband?
For business and kids stability, but not for your emotions.
So if he asked if you wanted, if it was okay for a co-wife, you would have said yes towards the end.
Towards the end, if you would have gotten maybe one because one person akue huyo ni wa kumsort kumwaga oil, but still tuendelee na empire na kids to be stable, I think for me I would not have had problems.
Did you?
So, when she said that, all I asked myself was, how many people stay in relationships just for the sake of just for the sake of the children, and they're very unhappy? Do you know the divorce rate in the US is so high simply because Americans do not like to pretend, like I said earlier. I think it is in our African culture to persevere even when things are so bad, which is okay. But I feel like when you're getting in a relationship, you should always draw a line. Tell yourself, when things get to this is where I draw my line. And if it crosses that line, I'm out. When you're discussing what is called your the things that you cannot tolerate, huh? Because for and I know I'll be sounding like maybe I've become too westernized, but not really. No. These people were miserable for a very, very long time. They were miserable for so long, but they kept up with that just because of business and children. And it's very difficult to watch.
Do you ever suggest? Or did you ever
Of
suggest?
course, no woman would suggest, because you see, this person who comes will also get kids, and you see, dramas too. There will be a lot of drama. You cannot suggest, but sometimes you wish, like, to hata sometimes mtu akikaa kwa nyumba sana unashindwa huyu mtu kwani atoki, like we are waiting for him atoke so that now we have our freedom, our peace. So sometimes a lot of women who have emotionally checked out, kama umezoea kukaa na huko nje, hata siku ile
So basically, what she's saying is that she would have stayed. Yeah, I'm too westernized. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. And that's why I'm even doing this video, honestly, guys. Like, you have to have your non-negotiables clear, that you tell your wife, you know what? These are my non-negotiables. That if you do ABCD, then I am out. So that people stop taking advantage of others. If Sarah, because this is the question, if Sarah had mentioned that her non-negotiables are this, that she would allow Simon to have a second wife and not to play around with all these other women, and that if he doesn't do that, then she is out. Do you think she would now be coming to this show and saying what she's saying? I feel like people are not clear on what their non-negotiables are. You can just not be in a relationship and a man does whatever he wants and it's okay because he's a man. Or a woman does whatever she wants, and it's okay because she's a mother of my children. Or it's okay for her to slap me, or it's okay for her to be disrespectful, or it's okay for her, let me say her because I want to be balanced. But yeah, I don't think it's that I'm so westernized, but I feel like it's because this lady and so many other ladies are not clear on communicating what their non-negotiables are. We are very good at doing that at work. Your boss knows what, and we all know the rules at work. So how come we don't have rules in our homes, in our families? There should be rules even as in a relationship, that yes, we are not going to allow ABCD to happen. This is now where we are drawing the line, you know?
umekuja mapema una feel like wana feel like ni kama unajaza nyumba. Unaona, ni kama like when uko na wageni inafikanga a point you also want hao wageni watoke so that you have your home
With
back.
your home and then freedom.
And I really do give it to Ofweneke. Ofweneke really did a good interview. And I think after this interview is when I really learned a lot more about Sarah and what she was going through. It's a shame how Simon came out, and I guess you guys have seen that video he did. I think she also said on this video, she discussed how uh, she had caught him with so many women. I'm not going to play that, but I'm going to play the part where Simon came with the alleged person from the spa. So, was there any other lessons for me on this one? Let me just go a bit ahead and see.
Submit. They are ready to bring the king in you. But now what happens is some men will take you that like as foolishness. Or I don't know how I would put it. So for me, I would say when it comes to submission, I really did. I serve even when tulikuwa tumekosana. like I still served him every evening when he came home. I still made his
Wow.
things were in.
Yeah, so she and honestly she does sound like a very, very submissive woman. I don't know about her anger because there was a video I saw of her with the, chasing down another girl in the house and almost hurting her. So I don't know about her anger issues, but I know that she seems like a very submissive wife. Seems. Yeah.
Was outlining? Did you get any of those at least? At least when I love you, I mean, support of your
Maybe
dreams.
on camera for business,
Imagine.
but not ile tu ati tuko wawili tu
Mm.
ananiambia unajua I love you or I like.
So Nairobi teacher, how am I being westernized now even in that situation? This woman admits this man never ever said he loves her. Not unless it's on camera for video. Maybe I'm westernized in that way because I can't tell you how many times a day I'll tell my daughter I love her. And I think that's part of being in a different culture where, and that's why I'm even really, really emphasizing on why I'm doing this video. Because having lived in a Western country or living in a Western country, I am experiencing how these people are very expressive. I grew up knowing my parents love me, but I did not grow up hearing them tell me every day, Gladys, I love you. Or even my mom saying it, Gladys, I love you. Or even hearing her telling my dad, I love you. But now remember, this is now a couple who are traveling a lot. They are experiencing all that. So you would expect that Simon is stepping up and even now telling Sarah, you know what, Sarah, I love you. I love how you're taking care of the home. I love how you are a virtuous woman. I love how, you have built the empire. This woman is admitting that she was never told she's being loved. You're saying it ended before it began. And it's true, she admits that part of what you're very right, Nairobi teacher. She admitted that they got into, because you remember their love story started on growing the empire. So it was like pa and pa, them growing the business and growing the relationship. So it was all more like a business relationship. You know how she was it's just going like that. So, but now the part that I feel like they have, and you see, if you look at even how they have grown, if you go back to even their wedding pictures, wedding videos, and all that, they have grown from how even she was talking. Now you listen to how she's talking, you're like, wow, okay, you have really grown. But was now Simon now growing into this relationship where he is going to different places. They've been to Dubai numerous times. They've been to Maldives. They have been to Maldives. How are you in Maldives and you don't look at your wife and be like, man, I love you? Like, I don't know. Like, it's when she said that, I just felt sorry for her. Honestly, I did. I did feel sorry for her. And I need to hear her say it again.
The 10 things that Maya Daya Masinde was outlining. Did you get any of those at least? At least when I love you, I mean, support of your dreams.
Maybe on camera for business, but not ile tu ati tuko wawili tu ananiambia unajua I love you or I like you. Yeah.
Alikuwa mkisevaje kwa simu?
To be frank, I can't remember, but I most likely it was like a coded name because
Mm.
he said that if you save, these are the lies now I'm getting to know now. If you save at as wife, sweetie, whatever,
Mm.
those good names, that if like you met with thugs and they search the number
Oh God. Guys, I'm even like honestly listening to Sarah. The first time I listened, I got drained. And now, even listening to her again, I'm just getting so drained. Like, the way you're being saved on the phone, to me, it's very important. If the thugs come and they call me and try and bribe me because you saved me as sweetheart, darling, dear, then I'll deal with it. I'll learn how to, you know, decipher thugs from whatever. Accorded. Like, she is the goat wife. She calls herself the goat wife. And the goat wife is simply that the person who the dowry has been paid for. African men don't say I love you. Really? Nairobi teacher says African men mostly don't say I love you, especially people their age, but actions can say if they do or don't. Please, just say you love your wife. Please don't be that African man. And I know some people make the argument of actions speak louder than words, but still, it starts first with the words and then I'll put the words into actions. But it's just simply just saying I love you. Like, it's so easy. I tell my girlfriends I love them. No big deal. I tell my sisters I love them. I tell my brother I love him when we get off the phone. Or if I'm calling him, hey, I love you. Like, well, okay, so let me ask you this. Why is it that it's so easy to talk about love when somebody is at a funeral? You just tell me when I'm alive. Please don't wait until when I'm gone is when you're saying, oh, I loved Gladys so much. No, 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 no. Please, let's do it when I'm alive. Let's do it when I'm alive, not when I'm all gone.
of your wife, uh,
Hmm.
yes, it will bring problems. So I realized maybe it's because maybe wherever mtu wako ataki ionekane ni wife calling.
Anyway, we listen, but don't judge. Oh,
Yes.
Yep. Yep. So, man, like, I'm telling you, there's so many angles you can look at this story and just be like, I feel that did they take each other for granted? Did they waste each other's time and focus on the business and not on the relationship? Did they listen to each other? I don't think so. Because the part that I skipped, Ofoneke had asked her, what are the things that Simon could have done? Or what are the things that he could have done to show that he loves you? And do you know, this lady could not say. She went to a video and played a video of 10 things that a man does to show a woman that she is loved. Sarah could not even herself say how she should be loved. If you ask me right now, Gladys, how would you show? How would you show? Hmm? And how would what, I'm even like mixing my words. What are the things that I expect to see my man doing? I'll say them like this, quick, fast. So even herself, she didn't even know what the expectation is. So I'm not westernized. I'll go back to little bit teachers. He says I'm too westernized. No, but it is also in learning. Like we have to learn. You have to learn to love your wife. What are the things that you do to your partner, to your person, to show that you love them? What are even the things that she likes to begin with? Like, those dating periods where people are like, okay, so what do you like? And people change over time. Do you ever go back and ask, okay, now, so what do you like? What would you like me to do for you this year? Like, people just need to communicate and love each other better. And the reason why I'm bringing even this whole Sarah story is just to point out how people talk people take advantage of each other. And now looking at all the things that these people are doing to each other, it's sad. It's so, so, so sad to watch. She did the interview, and then, do you know what happened? She did the interview, and then he went ahead and um, looked for somebody to do an interview with. And I looked and I'm just like, oh my gosh, Simon, why? Why are you now coming to bring this person? I don't think I can be able to expand it too much. But now this is now Simon. After now Sarah's interview. After Sarah's interview, this is now Simon's interview. And now this is a lady who supposedly was at a spa, and she comes and explains the whole thing about, what Sarah did, and accusing Sarah of so much.
Like kuna mtu anataka kuharibu jina yako. So after that ndo nikasema acha nitafute Simon niongee na yeye, na ndio huyo nimekutana na yeye. Nikasema acha nimwambie the statement venye iko, na hadi niko na evidence, hadi venye Sarah anasema hiyo story ya chuzi ilimwagwa, niko nayo kwa simu. And kama inaweza kuwa naongea uongo, hapo Karabona tulikuwa huko na wakarekodi video. Na kama pia naongea uongo, huyo lawyer wao walitufuata mpaka supermarket na tulikuwa na wao. Lawyer wa Sarah ni kasichana kaslim hivi na kanavaa miwani, tulikuwa na yeye, na PA wake pia alikuwa anatuambia what to say and what not to say. If at all I'm lying, you can go ahead and confirm with the CCTV. I'm okay with that. Na nimesema hakuna venye tunaweza ona mtu mwingine akiumia just to get fame na kuweka mtu mwingine chini. Siwezi ona mtu mwingine anaumia na nanyamaza. Nikasema acha nitafute Simon, nimwambie about everything, and that's all. Yeah.
Hey, guys, Evelyn, I want to say thank you so much for, you are conscious when it is clear. Nothing can go wrong. When you start by the truth, however, whatever watu wengine watasema, the truth shall always prevail. You having the guts to look for me. What she did, our Instagram, even Sarah's is normally handled by other people. So Ali text for your Instagram. Kwa Instagram, or the people who handle my Instagram, they sent me a screen. Wakaniambia, there's someone looking for you, anasema kuna mtu anataka kuharibu.
So pretty much, now Simon comes and tells us how Sarah paid and framed and is framing, like made up a whole thing about a business, like a spa. First, on now Dr. Ofeneke's interview, she talked about how she has multiple pictures of women and multiple videos, and she could expose so much. And then she talked about how there was a spa and something about Simon used to go there and they have an affair and this and that. Now, this lady comes out and says she runs a spa, and everything that, they were trying to do about the virtuous woman, she was apparently coming to get a business as a virtuous woman in Sarah's company. But now, Sarah was paying her and wanting her to say more than happen. And they were eating, and then I don't know, there were bones for I don't know what they were gonna put the bones. Just a lot of nonsense. And I'm just like, oh my God, these people. I don't know. I don't know where. Like, it's just been one thing after the other. After the CCTV footage that Simon leaked and discredited Sarah, and now this, now he's come with this lady talking about, oh, Sarah paid people, and now it's just a lot going on. For me, what I'm choosing to do is just get the lessons from all their mess. And the lesson is, even after divorce, even after things don't work out, my thing is always remember, guys, remember, when you put things on social media, your children will come to see, your parents, even your workmates. Do you remember the story of there was a Kenyan guy who had come. There was a Kenyan guy who had come. Who was it? Was it Chipukizi? I think it was Chipukizi. Chipukizi had come to the US and he was working as an Uber driver in Seattle. And he happened to be driving this couple, and because he's used to social media and everything. And I remember this one time, this couple were racist, and he videotaped the whole thing and he posted it online. Guess what? The couple's job saw the video, and because they did not want to be associated with such people who are racist, I think it was the guy or the lady, one of them lost their job because they really treated him so badly. They spoke so badly to him. And good thing is he had recorded the thing. What am I saying? Even when people are divorcing, it's just civil for you guys to just, be cordial. These people, Sarah and Simon, will still be co-parenting. Why are they smearing their names and everything on social media? So my lesson we can get from this is relationships end. Even if it's girlfriend-boyfriend relationships end. And you don't know if down the line, I've left this man and maybe this man has a brother who'll marry my sister. Now, after I've smeared his name, maybe I'm just, making things hard. Sarah and Kabu, yeah, they do need maturity lessons. And honestly, I wish they can do it more maturely. And it's sad to see how they have money, they have influence, and they're just yeah. I didn't play one other part, and that's another question I want to ask. So I even Googled. Ofoneke asked Sarah, what are the things that you would want going into another relationship? Do you know what she said? She said she wants a man who has a master's degree and up. So here I am, Gladys, Googling Sarah Kabu to see what is her education level. This lady did, was it business? She did a business course in, what is it called? Kenya School of whatever, KMT. So this girl has a certificate, okay? Her education is certificate. Yes, she has experience in business and she's grown a big business. But if you're looking at education level, it's still a certificate from KMTC, from, Kenya Institute of Management. So Kenya Institute of Management, isn't it like a certificate, right? Or is it a degree level? Nevertheless, it's not a master's. So herself, she does not have a master's, but she wants a man who has a master's. Why? Why can't you just say the qualities you want of a man and not their academic because academic is not really achievement. I feel like academics adds onto. There's so many people who are, that's a diploma. You're right, it's a diploma. But she wants somebody who has done a master's. And I'm like, Sarah, do you have a master's? You do not. So for you to, and that's the problem with most people. You don't date somebody because of their education, but who they are. She could find somebody who's a border driver who will love her so much. So it's not necessarily having that, that degree. Anyway, I could talk for days. I'm learning this app. I'm doing good. Day 2, so not too bad. So anyway, we shall come back and unpack more stories that, in my opinion, are giving us lessons. And to me, this story right here, it's just one that I know there'll be a lot more will happen. This is not the end. The ink has not even dried on their divorce, if they have even signed the papers. The ink is not even dry, and they're smearing each other so bad. So anyway, thank you guys so much. Nairobi Teacher, Vimwelu. I think I had seen Faduma earlier, Fadumo Abdi, Belize, and everybody else who'll come and watch after. Please do subscribe and like the video. Yeah, we are still growing the channel, pole, slowly and surely. So otherwise, thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking your time. Please leave a comment on your way out, or if you see it later. Thank you. And good job, Nairobi Teacher, on all your videos and on shedding light in that village. Nyabohanse. Anyway, that's all from me today. Thank you so much. And yeah, that's all from me. Bye for now.